Hey guys, jumping on. It's been seriously forever since I've done a live. So jump on, say hi, let me know that you're on if you're in the group. And if you're watching the replay, let me know too. I wanted to talk specifically about self sabotage because I'm currently crafting an email and I realize how much of that information, how much of that content I wish I knew early on, and how different me reaching all my goals would have been. So I'm just going to dive in. I don't think anybody's on yet, but I'm going to dive in. And if you watch the replay later, then definitely let me know what you thought of this. So I'm going to actually pull up the email here because there's so much good content. And if you are not currently on my email list, let me know. I will make sure you get that email. It's pretty much like a book that I've created this long email on. So why do we self-sabotage? Of course, there's different reasons why we get in our own way of us reaching our goal. And a lot of them usually comes down to fear. So let's talk about what kind of those universal fears are. Fear number one. Fear number one is I'm afraid of failing, right? And we've all been there. We know what that is like. I'm afraid of failing. I'm going to look stupid. People are going to judge me. I'm going to let somebody down. I'm going to disappoint others or myself, right? And fear of failure usually won't even get started. What's the point in us getting started if I'm just going to fail? And usually with fear of failure, we are really good at gathering evidence in our past to kind of prove why we're going to fail again, why we're destined to fail again, right? So that's sabotage fear number one is I'm afraid of failing. And if you can relate to that, put a number one in the comments and let me know if that is a block that you have is fear of failure, number one. Okay. Number two, the number two fear, and this is kind of crazy if we think about it, but the number two fear is I'm afraid of success. So we might want success in our lives, but we're also really scared of when we achieve that success. Okay. Hey, April. So we're talking about fears, and I'm on fear number two. You can go back and watch the replay and learn more about fear number one. But basically, fear number one, when it comes to self-sabotage, is we're afraid of failing, so we don't even get started. And fear number two is we're afraid of success. Why are we afraid of success if we want success with our goals? Sometimes we're afraid of success because we feel like we have to give something up in order to have that success. Okay, so see if that resonates with or relates to any of the goals that you're working on right now. In order for me to have this, I have to give up this. In order for me to lose weight, I have to eat food I don't like, right? So it's kind of this duality here. I ran into this a lot in particular with my business and with success. So I had this belief of in order for me to have success over here in my business, that means that I'm going to not be as good of a mother over here, right? So this could actually be a block that prevents you and actually is a form of sabotage when you want to reach your goals. Okay, the other thing that it goes along with the fear of success is I don't feel worthy or I don't feel good enough for the success. I might want it, right? I might have a client that comes in and they want this great goal. I want a loving, connected, committed relationship, or I want the body of my dreams. And that's great. But if you don't feel worthy of achieving these goals, you're not going to get there, right? And so you're going to sabotage yourself. You're not going to put in the effort. You're not going to get there. You're going to truly struggle if you don't feel worthy and you don't feel good enough. Okay, so that's number two is the fear of success. And of course, there's different reasons why we fear success. But if you relate to number two, fear of success, as a potential sabotage or potential block for you, put down the number two. Okay, so number one is fear of failure. If you're afraid you're going to fail, put a number one in the comments. Number two, if you're afraid of succeeding, put a number two. Okay. Number three and four are kind of grouped together. 3 and 4 are I am afraid of change and or the unknown, right? Who's afraid of change? Who's afraid of the unknown? Put a number 3. So we all like certainty. We all like guarantees. We all like to know what to expect, especially if we have a history of trauma or a place where we felt out of control in our lives. We like to feel super safe and we like to know it's coming for us, right? So change in the unknown, even if it's a good change, can feel really, really scary for us, right? So yeah, so if you relate to that fear and that's kept you stuck, or you're sabotaging yourself because you're afraid of change, or something that's unknown to you, right? Maybe a relationship, maybe there's a potential for a great relationship out here, but you're staying in an unhealthy relationship here because you know what to expect. Or a job, you hate this job, you complain about it every day, you're miserable, but you still stay here, right? Great job out here, but you're more comfortable right here, even if you're miserable, because you know what to expect, right? So put down a number 3 if you are afraid of change or the unknown. Okay. Okay. Number 4, and this is, you guys, this, when I heard about this for the first time and learned that I wasn't alone in this concept, it completely changed my life, and I realized how often I was truly doing it. And what this subconscious, or I'm sorry, what this self-sabotage block is I'm afraid of happiness. I'm afraid of happiness. And instantaneously we want to have this reaction of course I'm not afraid of happiness. Why would I be afraid of happiness? Everyone wants happiness. I want happiness, right? We're afraid of happiness because we're afraid of when we're going to lose that happiness. Okay? So let me say it again. We're afraid of happiness because we are afraid of when we're going to lose that happiness. We are constantly waiting for that other shoe to fall off. Okay? It's almost like this mentality of things are too good to be true, right? You might have a good month at work and you have record breaking sales, and your first thought is, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm really proud of this accomplishment. This is exciting. And then your second thought is, oh my gosh, what if I can't do this next month, right? What if I don't reach my quota? And so this comes up in relationships. Maybe your relationship is going too well, and then all of a sudden you're sparking a fight. This could come up with you hugging your kids at night. You know, me going, oh my gosh, you know, to my son or daughter, you're everything to me. I love you so much. And then thinking, what if something bad happened to you? Right? So, can you relate to that? Can you relate to a fear of happiness? Because oftentimes we sabotage the success that we want because we're so afraid of happiness. It feels too good to be true, and we're waiting for something bad to happen around the corner. Right? Can you relate to that? If so, put in number 4. Okay. So I truly want to help you guys. I truly want to help coach you guys around what blocks are showing up for you, why you're sabotaging yourself. We went over some common fears today. And again, put down your numbers. Number 1 is I'm afraid of failure. Number 2 is I'm afraid of success, or maybe I don't feel worthy of that success, or I feel like I have to give something up to be successful in whatever goal you're working on. Number 3 is I'm afraid of change, or I'm afraid of the unknown. And number 4 is I'm afraid of happiness. I'm afraid of happiness because I'm afraid of when I could lose that happiness. Okay. All right, you guys. If you are not on my email list, private message me and let me know. I'll be sure to add you, and I will be adding you to the list and sending you out that email that I'm working on, because it's super, super in depth when it comes to just building upon what we worked on today. And I think you'll find great value in it if you are a sabotager. Okay. Let me know what you thought of this video, and hopefully I can be a lot more active in this group. Now that I've settled down with some other things going on. All right, show me your numbers. Let's work on clearing these fears away. Have a great day, you guys.